All right, everybody, welcome back to the Titans table for two in that two-tone blue. I don't know if I can say that anymore, man. There's debate among that with the new uniforms and logos, but we're going to get into that as well, amongst a lot of other things. We're going to talk about our new defensive coordinator. We're going to talk about a couple of the cuts. We're going to talk about Will Levis. We're going to talk about a few other things, man. Draft and free agency, all of that. So we'll get into everything when we get back.
2K.
CJ 2K.
What an effort by Chris Johnson.
1,000-yard season.
Do the Titans have a miracle left in them? Going to be fielded by Lorenzo Neal at the 25. Reaches it back to Wycheck. End zone. Touchdown Titans. There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We appreciate you being here, man. Sorry it's been a few weeks. Season kind of coming to an end, taking a little bit of break.
Had a little off-season.
Yeah, been a little sick and a little schedule issues, but we're back and the season's almost about to officially get started again. That'll be next week, I believe. Free agency and trades and stuff are already happening, guys, and we haven't even been able to officially put them on paper. But yeah, it's already hot and moving here in the NFL, which is what we love. It's going to slow down here after a couple of months, and then it really gets hard. But then the news will pick back up around August, and before we know it, man, they'll be strapping on those new helmets and everything. But yeah, I guess the last news that was on before we last time we talked, well, the news that we haven't covered since our latest episode was Gus Bradley becoming the defensive coordinator.
What's up, everybody?
I think we had talked about Dayball and everything, and then shortly after that, we ended up getting the defensive coordinator position hired. Wasn't near as important. I don't want to take away from the importance of the position and how important it is we get the right guy and everything. But when we had Saleh as kind of our head coach, who's going to be making a lot of the calls and stuff there, we knew offensive coordinator was the more important position for sure. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't be more happy with our hire, considering what's out there and who would be willing to kind of come in as a defensive coach under Saleh. Gus Bradley, a guy's got a lot of experience. I believe he had some time in Philly, maybe with Saleh, and
down in
San Francisco.
Seattle.
Then was it Seattle? It was one of them birds or something. I think Saleh maybe spent some time in Philly. I might be getting that mixed up. One of those guys was there.
When Gus went to Jacksonville as the head coach.
Jacksonville, that's right. Yep, that's right.
Saleh with him, and then obviously Gus went to I think Indianapolis, and then they were back together in San Francisco.
Right? And he's a
choices to go be a D coordinator place and call plays. It just shows how much he believes in Saleh.
Yeah, and it's I think that's what kind of got him here. Honestly, I think if
it might be Houston
Saleh wasn't the head coach,
flag, but it's the Tennessee Titans color in the NFL, baby.
Yeah, tell him to get over it, man. I swear, Houston can't. It's been 30 years, and Houston can't stop. Sorry, man. They moved your team here to Nashville. Y'all should have kept them there. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, pal.
He did make some.
Oh gosh.
Texans did make some.
And then you got these people in the. There was some YouTuber out there. I wish I could call him out by name just so I know. My problem with the Tennessee Titans and some of these new age teams is that they don't acknowledge the history in Houston and the Oilers. What are you talking about? We do all the time. We have Houston Oilers players in our Ring of Fame all the time. So I don't know what. You just got people that are always talking about the Titans and have no idea what they're talking about. I can't read it from here. What does that say?
Andrew, I don't like your brother. Ha ha. He's joking. It's Devil Dog. He's one of our. He's a all the CPN network. We love Devil Dog.
Yeah. That's all right. Take a number in line, bro. You ain't the first one. You ain't gonna be the last, pal. But yeah, no. I mean, I did. Yeah, I just had to get that out of the way. I don't know. Some fans sit there and act like we don't acknowledge our history with Houston. We've always done that, man. Earl Campbell and Warren Moon and a lot of these guys, man. You know,
for sure.
yeah, they get their love and their flowers around here, man. So I don't want to hear it. But furthermore, yeah, Gus Bradley, I couldn't be more tickled with.
Yeah,
He's just another hire for this staff that's been really excellent, man.
very Paul staff. Very Paul.
And that's the thing. Well, and then, dude, the thing that I'm loving compared to like last year and the last couple of years, we went from like kind of having some really inexperienced guys in positions to just having just loads of experience in the staff. I mean, we've got a bunch of leaders as far as our coaching staff goes, man.
Your DC and your special teams coordinator have all been head coaches.
I was going to say, you can't forget Bones, man, because that may be one of the best moves this offseason is keeping Bones. So,
sure.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think that could be any better, man. Gus Bradley, guy with tons of experience, another guy with tons of experience. Going to hopefully flip this thing around, man. So yeah, I was excited about that. I guess next thing kind of on the docket as far as Titans news, major Titans news that we haven't touched on yet is, and I was surprised as far as the list. We put a list out there on YouTube Shorts and TikTok. Y'all go check that out on X and everything. Out of the list of guys that we got, I really thought Cushenberry and Woods might be two guys that we kind of held on to. And
yeah, I mean, Cush
and tried to take into the next season.
But you were thinking maybe a year removed from the ACL, he'd get. He started to pick up a little bit towards the whole offensive line did. I think he hurt that shoulder, and it didn't. I don't think he's like they were just like it's too many injuries at this point. We got to find a center for the future, you know. Yeah, I agree. He said the other Doug said I actually think the AFC South is going to be a tough division. Yeah, I do too.
It's right there on the brink, man. You've got a lot of. I mean, I'm not out on C.J. Stroud, man. People are real low on C.J. Stroud, and I kind of get it, but also he's made it to the playoffs, man.
Yeah, I think it's
year
just
after year.
What have you done for me lately? And he didn't have a last good couple.
Sure, and I mean, and it's a valid question, man. It is a valid question because it's been pretty bad sometimes out there with him. But I mean, the dude's there getting them to the playoffs. So I mean, it's I guess time will tell. But yeah, then you also, I mean, Trevor Lawrence is kind of starting to come into his own finally. As much as that pains me to say it, and then, I don't know, like the Colts, I don't know, that might be kind of the one that's trying to figure some stuff out a little bit. But,
well, he's saying Houston's O-line, which is very true. I think we talked about it all season long last year. But then they go and trade one of their best offensive linemen today. I was surprised for a fifth round pick.
I saw that. Yeah. We can touch on some of that towards the end, some of the NFL stuff. I actually saw that right before we got on here. So, yeah, I mean, they also signed a running back there. Montgomery traded for a running back. What was it, like a 4th and a 7th pick or something, I think?
It was a 4th or 7th, and Juice Scruggs for David Montgomery. And then they traded Titus Howard. Juice was a project that didn't really work out. That wasn't I do think they gave up too much for David Montgomery. I do like David, but a 4th, a 7th, and a player just seems like a lot. But maybe you pair it with Woody Marks. I'm guessing that says the end of Joe Mixon down there and Nick Chubb. But I like Woody Marks, so I guess they got like a 1-2 punch there. But then Titus Howard is one of their better offensive linemen. And for a team that didn't have very many good offensive linemen, and then they trade him for a 5th round pick. Devil Dog saying it was a money thing for Titus, which, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Last year's contract.
That defense really kind of held that team together all season.
Oh, yeah.
If it wasn't for that defense, man.
By far. And
I mean, if it wasn't for them, they went on a run too.
Competent offense, like even like a below average offense. And then they had our offense. They probably could have made the Super Bowl with that defense.
Maybe, yeah. It's going to be a shame if they can't get it worked out by the time. Yeah. So.
But to get back to those cuts, I was more surprised by the Xavier Woods cut, even though I know we have Kevin Winston.
Yeah, for sure.
I know we have Amani Hooker too, who didn't have his best season. His worst season as a tight, but I think that's a lot just with the defense in general. Not good corners next to him, but Saleh likes to run a lot of 3 safeties, so I was surprised by that. But maybe they have their eyes on somebody, What's Boku, what's up, dog?
Yeah, I'm with you. I was a little bit more surprised for sure about the Woods release than Cushenberry, but
Kevin Byard coming home?
that'd be awesome, man. I think that's the thing too. That's going to be my theme with a lot of this stuff that we talk about today, man. I'm putting my trust in this staff, and not only the staff, the front office, man. They've given me nothing but reasons the last, I'd say, year, let's say 365, to trust them and believe in them, man. And a big one for me was the Robert Saleh hire, man.
I was high on him. He was on top of my list the whole time.
Well, the fact that we're not sitting here talking about Matt Nagy.
Yeah.
And by the way, let me get at the Giants fans real quick, man. Let me get at y'all boys, because y'all was in comments every Titans channel and post I ever saw. You have Matt Nagy. Enjoy Matt Nagy. Right after Harbaugh got signed, they were tickled pink, and rightful so. But yeah, they were poking and prodding about Matt Nagy. Well, guess what, Giants fans? Enjoy Matt Nagy. Enjoy Matt. And I don't want to hate Matt Nagy like that. He's just not the pick I wanted, man.
Yeah,
he's a good coach.
He's better.
I don't want to crap all over.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. They were coming at us, so fair.
So it was funny to kind of be able to turn that right around, man. You guys. But yeah, and I don't know, like, so I'm and let's get into some guys that haven't been cut yet. Okay, I'm kind of out on Snead. I'm out on Snead. I think Snead needs to go. Yep. Not as much Calvin Ridley. You could be talked into keeping Calvin for me.
You're keeping one and cutting one. I'm keeping Calvin. He's still the best receiver on this team.
Right. I mean, depending on what happens in free agency and draft and stuff, I mean, I'm probably out on Calvin too, but it just depends.
It just depends. Yeah.
It's not like we have to save a ton of money, so you could keep Calvin Ridley and it's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have tons of money.
Cam did have a good connection. I'm definitely more out on Steve than Calvin.
For sure.
Calvin put the work in, Calvin practiced harder than anybody on the field. I think, and like I said, he's still the best receiver on this team. You don't know what Snead is at this point. That's not saying much for this team. But, I mean, Calvin, even if he's just a veteran out there to keep helping these other guys grow for a year, I'm okay with keeping Calvin.
And going along with the same trend, you're not really sure maybe until after the draft and free agency what will happen. But I don't know. Tony Pollard's a tough one for me too. It's a lot of money you can save. Again, we're not dying for money, but yeah, I think it might be time to go and move on from Pollard too. So even if we have tons of money, man, save you some more. You know what I mean? Whatever. If it's a big chunk, then go ahead and save it, and let's put it forth toward. Yeah, let's just roll in the bank here a little bit.
You have to re-up Jeffrey this offseason probably. You're going to have to probably go ahead and sign Skoronski this offseason.
Well, I think if we can I think you save a little bit of money if you I think you save a little bit of money giving Jeffrey a new deal too. I was looking at that the other day. I think we actually saved like $7 million or something by offering him a new deal. But yeah, and then like a guy like Cody Barton is another one I think I'd be okay with. I mean, considering how cheap he is compared to some of these other guys, I think Cody did okay. I think he'll be a good piece still, here for another year. I'm trying to think who else is kind of there on the. I think that's most of our big.
Is right there, and then the thing with Cody Barton is, does he fit his Saleh's? Because I'm not sure he's athletic enough to fit Saleh's defense. I think you got James Williams. I think you have Cedric Gray, which are good, but I'm not sure Cody fits as like the middle.
And Sebastian Joseph Day, I think, is out there. That
go into Double Dog, man. So I know he's that corner from LSU.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I was saying, like a guy like Sebastian Joseph Day is another guy I wouldn't mind bringing on for another year.
Yeah, even
as a depth piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen John Franklin Meyer. He had 7.5 sacks for the Broncos last year. He'd be the perfect person to fit next to Jeff.
Yeah, he's made some interesting tweets or whatever, or responses to tweets on there that might indicate
He wants to come.
Might
in.
indicate exactly that. Yeah, so that would be pretty incredible.
I honestly wouldn't be because he had 7 2 years ago, 7.5 last year. You're talking about you put him next to Jeff, who just had 11. You know, your
Yeah.
interior guys can account for 20 sacks. You know, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I mean, and Jermaine Johnson already tweeting at him too since he got traded here. So we go ahead and talk about that, I guess, if you want the Sweat trade.
We can get into some guys that are just rumored after that. We can go ahead and get into that. The one thing, I guess I'll bring it up because it's so brief. We can just touch on it real quick. The rumor about Tremaine Edmonds also being a big interest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I mean, I don't know. I kind of hate going after some of these older players sometimes, but he's definitely an interesting one that would fit this defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be interesting to see. I think I'd be okay with that. It just depends on the price, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. It depends. Like, you're not going to give up too much for him. So, what position do you think they're going to draft with the first pick at number 4? We're getting there. We're going. It's on the agenda. I think there's a lot. I feel free to change my mind 7 times between now and the draft.
Really, I mean, I'm happy with almost anybody you can get right there, but I'll go ahead and answer the question halfway. Like I would love, my dream would be Arvell Reese, but I'm not sure he's going to be there.
He said, "I'll slow down and wait." So if you're telling me right now, it's hard to know exactly without the draft. Without the free agency, right? Obviously, Jermaine Johnson plays a part in this with Sweat. We talk about that Sweat. You know, obviously, I don't think he was going to fit the system. I don't think he had the work ethic that Saleh needed him to have. I think he could have fit the system. He's athletic enough, but it was going to be a lot of hard work, and I don't think they thought he could put the work in, honestly.
Yeah.
And
I don't think trading for Jermaine Johnson means we don't go edge in the draft either, though.
No, I don't either. But if you tell Jermaine Johnson, then you sign an edge too. Does that mean you can wait till the 2nd or 3rd round? Maybe. I mean,
yeah. You definitely needed 2.
Yeah, I mean, I still think they have faith in Femi, and I think this defense is better for Femi because instead of being an odd front outside linebacker where he might have to drop back into coverage, he has to learn a lot of different things. In an even front, now he can just put his hand in the dirt and fucking go. And go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think this is going to be good for. He already did a really good job with the run, setting the edge. Now it's just finishing it off, and he had some pressures and stuff too. Obviously, he got hurt and didn't get to finish the season, but I still think they have faith in Femi. Now, I don't think Femi's good enough where you can be like, hey, we don't need to go get another edge. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sure. Tighten up, baby. But see how free agency goes. Like I said, I'm high on bringing Franklin Myers in here. I think there's a lot of decent edges out there, too, that could, obviously Trey Hendrickson, but he's a little older. I like Odafe Owe. I like Jalen Phillips. There's a lot of guys out there that could,
There's a lot of talk about Bosa maybe being a potential piece to come here. I'm kind of indifferent on that. I like the Bosa boys.
I really like Odafe Owe, and I like Jalen Phillips a lot. I mean, Draymond Jones is back out there again, too. I mean, he did well for us.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think a lot of people, there's some people who may be surprised by the Sweat trade, but if you kind of follow football and scheme a little bit, you knew it was a possibility. It was the one that I was sitting there waiting to kind of happen, maybe. Didn't want to happen. But it could be great. Honestly, I'm happy with how it ended.
I think it was a win-win. I think the Jets needed to run stuff in there, and we needed a pass rusher. And if you go get – I'm at this point with all the stuff I'm hearing, obviously it's liar season. So, but for John Franklin Myers, it's a little less liar season because it's coming directly from him.
Right.
It sounds like he loves Saleh. He wants to play. He loves the D-line coaches. So I wouldn't be surprised if Wan'Dale Robinson ends up here too. Receiver. I mean, it seems like him and Dable had a really good connection. It seems like the Giants are going to let him go test free agency. So
let's see. If we get someone like Franklin Myers, Wan'Dale Robinson,
we're going to put a corner in there for sure.
All right, and I'm going to throw the latest random. This is a dream right here, okay, guys? So just calm down. The latest news out of Vegas, the Titans are second for a Crosby. Now, if we could trade for Max Crosby and do a second round this year and a first round maybe next year, and you get Jeremiah Love, Dude, we're cooking, dude. We're cooking, man.
That's
You
what
got
I'm
one.
saying
Oh
right
my
now.
goodness.
Is somehow if we could do free agency the right way, where we could go draft Jeremiah Love.
That's what I'm trying to figure out myself.
I said this whenever we did a show with our buddy. What's his name?
Zay Moolah Sports Podcast. Yeah, go check out Zay Moolah Sports.
I think Jeremiah Love's the best football player in this draft. I know he's not. It's not a valued position or whatever, but
it is if you need it. But it looks like it might be a need for us this year.
Shout out Colby for the Facebook love. But yeah, I think if there's a way to get Jeremiah Love on this team, and you've corrected some of there's not a corner at 4. The best defensive back would be Caleb Downs, and I'm not against Caleb Downs either. Honestly, if you like I said, it all depends on how free agency goes. If you end up getting Kenneth Walker, maybe that Xavier would make sense, and you're running 3 safeties with Winston, Downs, and you know. So, but where I'm at right now is I want Jeremiah Love. He said, "I'm not liking who y'all are wanting." Our Texans pal here. But yeah, if you could go get a decent edge on the other side, whether it's Kwity Paye, Jalen Phillips, Odafe Owe, Don Frankenmeyer, go get. I'm really high on Alontae Taylor at corner. Maybe Jamel Dean as well. Tariq Woolen, and then we need a center. Maybe Tyler Linderbaum or someone else who could play. It's hard to do. Like, hey, give us the best player at every fucking position. You know what I mean? But
sure. We got money to blow though.
Connor McGovern's out there. Cade May. Yeah. No, there's some good centers out there to replace Cush. It doesn't have to be Linderbaum. Linderbaum would be the dream because he's 25 years old. But
yeah, absolutely.
If you could fill these positions, we do not have money to blow. Yeah, that's health. We have plenty of money. We have what we call right now is Titans tax. So we might have to overpay for a few guys. We've been bad lately.
And that's another. I'm glad you brought that up. Sometimes coaches will tell you in the league, man, that's just going to happen sometimes in a year. Sometimes there's just like only a certain amount of guys available at a position that you really have a high need. Look at last year. With old boy on left tackle. Why can't I say his name right off the top of my head here?
Dan Moore.
Dan Moore. That was an overpayment last year, but it's kind of what you had to deal with last year with free agency, and it's kind of par for the course sometimes with that. Sometimes you're just going to overpay guys, and hey, if we have to do that with a couple of people this year, so be it. We got plenty of money, man. So I think if we get one of these wide receivers, man, like a Wandale or Juwan Jennings, and then
I like somebody Alec Pierce. I do like Juwan Jennings. I like him. The biggest thing for me about him is he's a heck of a run blocker too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're gonna
that'd be excellent.
Go get a Jeremiah Love. Juwan will put his hat on somebody.
Yeah, if we could get a Juwan Jennings and then maybe shore up one more kind of edge rush over there, then I would love to go running back and cornerback in the draft, or maybe even a wide receiver with that second round pick. Get another one. I'm tired of kind of, and this is no disrespect to anybody we've picked, especially recently because they've been great. It sucks to have to try and get these receivers in the late rounds and hope they kind of work out.
Here's where I'm at right now. If you could really fill some of these defensive holes in free agency and get your center and get a receiver, whether, like I said, Wandale, Alec Pierce, one of them. If you could go Jeremiah Love and then Chris Brazzell in the second.
Yeah, that'd be excellent. I'd be all in on that. Y'all know, I'm a Brazzell guy. I like Brazzell.
Yeah, that's the guy who hates UT. I really like Brazzell. You're talking about 6'5", 210, runs a 4.3,
And people talk about his route running, but I think it's less about his route running skills, and that's just what he was there for. I think there's a lot overblown about his lack of route running.
No, so, I think that's just the offense he's in, honestly.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just kind of how he's utilized there. But yeah, I'd definitely be cool with a Brazzell, man, coming in second round.
Yeah, and he had a Yes, and the numbers are there. It's not like Dante Thornton last year where the numbers weren't even there. Like, the numbers were there for Chris Brazzell.
Mm-hmm.
What did he put up? 62 catches, 1,000 yards, and 9 touchdowns. So,
mm-hmm.
I like a Brazzell in the second. And then you can start maybe go get an edge in the third and the corner. It's a lot to think about because we really don't. Like I said, free agency will tell us a lot, of what they're thinking in the draft.
Yeah, so I mean, there's already moves being made, man. Sweat and Meatloaf is no longer a Titan. There's a lot of rumors around guys like Crosby and Wandale and Franklin Myers. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of comes to fruition here with all of that.
Let's speak
A lot of dominoes to fall. Huh?
Pick on the guy we got for Sweat, Jermaine Johnson. I think it's a guy who really thrived under Saleh. Like this year wasn't his best year, but he was coming off the ACL, not the ACL, the Achilles. So, but he was there when Saleh. He got drafted when Saleh was there, first round pick. He was a Pro Bowler under Saleh. I think he felt, like I said, he had the Achilles, and then he just didn't feel like he wanted to be in New York, which he does, this past year.
He definitely seems happy to be here.
Yeah. I mean, he retweeted one of our tweets today about welcoming him to the team. He's all in, it seems like. So I think it's a really solid pickup. I think there's a lot of potential there. And a guy who's – it's not just potential because he's had – he's been a Pro Bowler and he's still young.
That's the great thing about it. I was glad to not be getting an older piece. I feel like some of these stars we get sometime, and not trying to overhype them, but you know what I'm saying. We get the Julio Joneses, man, the Randy Mosses, and it's been a lot more on offense than defense, I guess. But we've had some on defense as well. But or just like people that come and stop through and are, Ernest Jones, that was a real exciting trade that happened, and then it's just for nothing. Even though we had to let him go anyway, save ourselves some money. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy that he's here. I'm happy he seems happy to be here. One thing I'm loving about Saleh, man, it just seems like not only the players but people he's coached with just love to be around him, man. They love this guy. That's what that's what's amazing, and what I love so much is just people will just want to play for this guy and work for this guy. So
brings the energy.
That tells you something about the man, I guess. So we were already happy about it, but just everything I see, man, I just get more and more excited. So I couldn't be happier with some of the changes so far since the end of the season. So that's a shout out to Borgonzi right there, man. Everybody give a round of applause to Mike Borgonzi, man, because dude is doing the right thing for this team, in my opinion.
Okay, so we can talk about the four guys that were being looked at number 4 for sure for us that we think it would be the 3 edge rushers and Jeremiah Love. Reese, Bain, and Bailey. I just want to just stick on those 3 right now for a second. I think obviously there's a lot of talk about Bain's arms that are too short or whatever.
There's plenty of NFL experts though that will tell you that's. Look, Marcellus Wiley went through a whole thing, right? And he was telling you why it matters and why what the offensive line will do to a guy like that. And he was telling you why it did matter. I'm telling you, I watched a 10-minute video. He's telling you why it matters, this, and that, right? And literally the last 2 seconds of the video goes, with all that said, take Ruben back. I love Marcellus.
Because there was another, maybe Cassius Howe, where he didn't have the longest arms either. So the difference between them is that Bain knows how to punch and use his hands to
strong, man.
Yeah, he's at the edge. He's good against the run. He's just when you think of what Saleh says, I want a fast, violent player. It just screams Ruben Bain, all over the field, sideline to sideline, going 100 the whole time. But so when it comes to Bailey, I think he's the better pure pass rusher. I think this is a guy who's going to come in and get you 10 to 12 sacks.
And I mean, didn't he lead? Yeah, I was going to say, didn't he lead the league in sacks?
14.5 sacks. But he's not great at setting the edge and stopping the run and stuff. And that's where he falls a little short. But
that's a big level up with that part of the game too. Like went from college to the NFL.
Yeah.
It's a big jump.
But he definitely has more.
Not that I have experience with that, but I'm just telling you secondhand from what they tell me.
He's definitely got more of the bend. You look at a pass rusher who can bend around the edge and come in. So I think he's the best pure pass rusher. I think Bain, like I said, can do a little bit of everything. the arm length is going to be a question for some people, whatever. And then Reese, I think, is the best athlete out of all of them. He just doesn't have the sample size because he bounced around so much in the Ohio State defense. He has like 90 pass rush snaps in his career. But he says, they question him. He said, I'm looking to be a pass rusher at the next level because they brought him out.
Yeah, and if that's what he is, I'm all in on him. I love some Arvell Reese. So if that's what like he can, because he's shown to be able to do that really well. And I'm also partial as a Buckeye fan, so I got to be honest about that.
I want to bring up another Buckeye since you just said that. Sonny Skiles, that dude is a freak.
That's another one that's kind of creeping up.
Yeah, like they were to get picked at number 4. He's a sneaky one that might get picked for us. That dude would be the perfect inside linebacker for Saleh's defense. He would be Fred Warner. Like that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Ohio State just breeds these linebackers and wide receivers, dude. Like they tend to just always have some linebackers and wide receivers ready for the NFL, man.
Yeah, no doubt. So there's a lot of interesting names at number 4. I think. I mean, the Titans could just be like, hey, like this Jeremiah Love stuff that's been coming out. It could be just noise to try to like drive up people to want to trade up for them. But we'll see. But I think we're in a good spot where there's a lot of good players. Because I wouldn't, like, if you told me Love, Bailey, Bain, Reese, Skiles, or Downs was the pick, I'd be happy with any of them.
Yeah, I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to be disappointed I don't get the other 5. Exactly. I'm going to be happy, and then that's how it always goes, man. I just
even if you're locked into pass rusher, you're guaranteed to get one of those 3 because Mendoza.
Dude, I have no idea. I have really no idea who I've really truly won, man. I say Arvell Reese, but then I'm like, man, Jeremiah Love is fire, though.
I've been on the Jeremiah Love train for the last few days.
Yeah, so it's a tough one, man. This is one of the tougher drafts I think I've been through as a Titans fan, trying to decide on who I'd like, to be honest with you. I'm usually a little more decisive than this.
Yeah, me too.
This one's a little tough, but it's partially because we need so much too. But I think we're going to be set either way with a good piece. Hopefully, there's always a chance. But we got to hit, man. We got to hit not only on our first round pick, but man, I was looking the other day. Our second round picks ain't all that good. I mean, some of them are decent, but they're gone. Roger McCreary gone. T'Vondre Sweat gone. Caleb Farley, I think, was a second round pick, right?
First. That's
third. Okay. Our second. Was he first? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I got to look through again at the list, but like all of our second round picks in the last 7 years are gone or not even playing anymore. So
we did draft.
I think 3 of them are still playing.
One's Derrick Henry, to be fair. One's Derrick Henry, to be fair. Future Hall of Famer Derrick Henry.
Well, I guess I was just talking about the last 5, 6, 7 years, since all that. Yeah, since everything went downhill with our team. Since 2019, when we were in the freaking AFC Championship.
Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah, so we got to hit on that second pick too, man. But I think we got the GM to maybe do it.
If he can do a draft like 75% as good as last year, we're looking good. I mean, he had a really good draft, and for him to hit on that percentage of picks, like we don't know, the jury's still on Femi, but I'd call Winston a hit. We're thinking Cam's a hit. Those 4th round, all 3 of those 4th rounders, we're thinking they're a hit. The hit, like no GM hits 100%. You know what I mean? So
right.
To hit the way he did last year was really great. So
yeah,
we put a similar draft together. The future's looking good.
I want to bring up one more player before we move on from free agency and draft. Which I was a little surprised about. Seems like, if you believe the news that's coming out, it seems like they're interested in trying to retain Chig Okonkwo, which surprises me a little bit. I thought he might be one that you'd let just kind of walk. I like Chig Okonkwo. I've been a big Chig Okonkwo guy since we drafted him. But I kind of want a more traditional guy there, in a sense, that can not only be a pass threat, but that can block. Like Chig is the worst blocking tight end.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, we're going to be taking 3 tight ends for sure, if not 4. We're definitely probably taking 3 So I mean, there'll be another guy there, but yeah, I don't know. Your thoughts on Chig maybe being somebody they're interested in retaining?
Yeah, I mean, I like Chig. Obviously, I think he has the yak ability. He's a hell of an athlete. But yeah, the blocking isn't great. Maybe they feel like Gunnar Helm because Gunnar Helm is a bigger body and he can work on his blocking more.
Yeah, I think if you could bring in another tight end to be a blocker, you got Gunnar. I want Gunnar Helm to be my tight end one. Bring in another guy that maybe is better at blocking, and then maybe Chig could be kind of like your flex tight end. You know what I mean?
Formation in different spots.
Yeah, fullback. Run some fullback sets, run some stuff out of the backfield. So like that would be the best case scenario, and maybe that's what they have in plan. I mean, like I said, the theme with me on everything with this is I'm trusting the process and this staff. So,
I wish we were in a position, and we're not because it's not that huge of a need. But man, Eli Stowers.
Yeah.
He had a great combine too. So he'll probably go towards the end of the first round, top of the second. But man, I would love to have Eli Stowers on this team. Broke the record for the highest 40. It was like a 45.5-inch vert. That's a higher vert than Zion Williamson.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. The good thing, the combine's a good thing for some people. They're kind of talking about it maybe becoming obsolete here in the future because less and less people. But there's some guys that kind of need that.
It's for the guys that like the later round picks and stuff like that. And I think it's always going to be there because I think it's beneficial for the teams to talk to people.
Yeah. What's getting weird is you got guys that are projected like third round saying I'm not working out. And it's like, what? And that's what's puzzling me. Yeah. It's not a bunch of Andrew Lucks out here. You know what I'm saying? That are like not working out. So
David Bailey can run. You can run.
Right, man. I don't know. I just feel like some of them are silly for not doing it. But I mean, it's something. I get it. I do get it. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how the combine develops over the next 5 years or so.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing I guess I want to bring up before we get into unis and new logos, we'll just touch on him real quick. Will Levis, man, what to do with Will Levis? If you can believe it or not, there are people, Titans fans, not just NFL people, fans of the NFL, Titans fans, who say Cam Ward sucks and Will Levis needs a chance to compete for the job. Man, you got to be outside your mind, man. If Cam didn't show you that he's got grit and that dude sat in there in a tough season last year, didn't win hardly no games, and he came out there every Sunday and he gave it his all.
Yeah, for sure.
And you actually have people that think there should be a QB competition. So what in the world do the Tennessee Titans do with Will Levis?
I think either trade him or you keep him and let him be your backup. There's no competition there for sure. Anybody who thinks there's a competition is crazy. But there is benefits to having.
Yeah, I'm looking at you right now and letting you know you don't know ball. Okay, and I know that hurts you to hear that, but you're crazy, dude.
Benefits to having a backup quarterback who's been there, done that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like the idea of having Will Levis as your backup. Now, is he going to make a fuss where you have to trade him? Who knows?
That's the part. Yeah, I think he kind of wants to compete for a starting job. Is why I don't think he ends up on.
Where does he go? Compete for a starting job?
Vikings. I mean, maybe the Vikings, maybe the Jets, the Dolphins, possibly. I mean, the Dolphins are out on Tua. Obviously, the Falcons, for crying out loud, could be a potential.
There's some spots where he could actually compete for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think your top two are Minnesota and New York. I think the Jets and the Vikings are my top two. If he were to get traded tomorrow, and I were to guess, I would say maybe the Jets.
The Jet, yeah. The price has got to be right, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's a 5th round pick? What's the least you take up for him?
I don't think I give up much more than a 6th round.
It's true. Like the Texans, they had Davis Mills as their backup, and it works out good. Like having a backup like Levis is something you like.
I'm fine with it as long as he doesn't. If he's okay with the spot. You know what I mean? Because he's not costing you anything.
Yeah, so, I'd rather keep him as a backup, and then I think he has this is his 3rd year. right?
Yeah, this will be his third season.
No, this will be his fourth, right? Let's see. Rookie
Well, because he
year.
went half a season and then
This will be
a
his
full
fourth.
season.
This is his last year in the contract. So
Is this his fourth?
yeah, because he came in half his rookie year, then he started on and off with Mason Rudolph, and he didn't play at all last year, which is third year. So
I guess that's right. Yeah, yeah,
maybe
golly, I
you
guess
do
you're right.
trade
Yeah.
him because it's the last year of his deal. You know, I don't know.
I just don't
But-
think he wants to be here anymore, man. The way he kind of brought that surgery up right at the beginning of training camps and stuff like that. I just don't think he's interested in being here. I don't like how he handled that, to be honest with you. You had the whole off season to go and take care of business if you had something needed to be fixed, and you decided to pull that move like right before. So I don't know. I just didn't.
If
I
you
didn't
let him
appreciate
go-
that.
Backup quarterback becomes a important position. You know,
Right.
because you
That's the
can't go in
thing.
with Brandon Allen again. Who do you mean? There's like Mariota's out there, Flacco, Russell Wilson, Mitchell Trubisky. I mean, there's some guys out there. Jimmy Garoppolo, maybe.
If we
You gotta
could get Jameis Winston tomorrow, I'd cut Will Levis.
The Giants were smart and they signed him.
Something
to
about me
2
wants to
years
see
deal.
Jameis Winston and Cam Ward in the same locker room, dude. I just want to see those two.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
That
I
would
wouldn't
be,
mind.
man.
I wouldn't mind like a Flacco or I probably get hate on this, but Russell Wilson coming in just to be a backup. Like,
Well, no, those are solid like guys that have been proven starters, man. It depends on the price, obviously, for some stuff like that. I don't want to spend too much on a backup
I mean,
quarterback. but
Flacco made $4 million last year. I'll throw $4 million at a backup.
Flacco will be going to the playoffs too, so I'm okay with Flacco if he was going to be a
And
backup.
then, I mean, Marcus. I'd love to have Marcus as a backup here.
I wouldn't mind him returning here for a second trip to Tennessee.
So, I mean, I'm on board if Levis is cool with just sitting there with another year. Because, you know, it could be a Malik Willis situation when, God forbid, knock on wood, Cam goes down for a few games and he comes out and balls out, then he can go get a payday next
Mhm.
year. I mean, Willis is about to go out and make $25 to $35 million.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
So he's probably going to be your Dolphins quarterback next year.
All right, so I think that settles some of the stuff on Levis, guys. That's he's not going to be competing for the starting job, man. Cam's going to have to go down for him to go in there, I think, this year, because Cam's a dog, man. He's not going to just give that up or anything. I just think he's a player, dude. I don't think there's any way he loses the starting job, man. So, and go check out Cam Ward's YouTube channel, guys, if you're fans. You know, Cameron Ward. Just his full name is his channel. He's fun to watch. I try to go on there and comment on our Titans Table for Two channel. Put it out there a little bit. But yeah, he's fun to watch on there. He's just a chill guy, dude. He's not out there doing crazy stuff. He's just playing 2K and Fortnite.
Good news is they're supposed to be saying he's supposed to be able to throw the ball starting this month. So he's ready. He's already.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up too. We probably should have touched on that. Like there was good news about that. Yeah, so Cam Ward's been nothing but good news since the injury. So it looks like he'll be throwing here in a couple weeks.
I think the
What
Titans
it
will be
sounds
better. I
like.
think we're 1 year ahead of where the Raiders are.
Sure, I'd love to
already
be
got
where the Patriots were.
Well, so someone asked who would be the better Titans or Raiders, and I think the Titans.
Okay,
Just because I think our quarterback's going into year 2. Where I think
Sure.
we're 1 year ahead of where the Raiders are trying to get.
You don't know. I don't know. You don't necessarily know what you got with Fernando Mendoza or Cam Ward, really. But Cam Ward's at least had 1 year in the league that we've been able to see with this level of competition. So, and I think he's got it, man. I think you put a team around him, he's more than capable of managing a team and carrying them to victory, man. So, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot there was some good news about Cam. It's been nothing but good news on the injury front there with him. So,
Yeah, for sure.
that is good to hear and glad to hear it, man. But yeah, I guess we'll get into the big news. I can't believe this is the big news, but it is. This logo here y'all see on the screen, man, it's been leaked multiple times now to the point where I think it's just on purpose. It's happened 3 or 4 times now. It's been on the Pat McAfee show. It's been on pillows. They've had the draft hats out there. So it's just, there's no secret now. I think it's March 12th. They have the new unveiling of the logos and the uniforms.
I'll be there.
I tell you, I was out on it at first. When I saw it, I was like, oh gosh, man, you take the flames away, and I was not happy about it, really.
The logo by
But then I
itself,
saw it on a helmet, and it was
Yeah.
pretty sick, man. It
Yeah,
looks
I
pretty
agree.
awesome on a helmet. And then
it looks like there's definitely going to be some Navy aspects that are kept with the whole thing. Like the logo by itself, you're like, oh, it's very simple, very like whatever. But I think like once you see it on a uniform and on a helmet, it looks a lot better. When you
Well,
put
and
that-
the NFL's going more and more to these minimalist logos too. You know, they're kind of taking the minimalist sort of route with some of these. And like I said, I'm okay with it now. I've grown. It's already grown on me. I just love that flame logo so much. I always have. It's
no,
what we have.
now that this is going to be our color scheme, you know, the love you blue with the red. I think there's going to be a touch of navy when it's all said and done. It's going to be a little bit different than Houston, but you're going to get that Houston feel, that really cool looking jersey. But now those
I do
jerseys,
like the color scheme a lot. I'll say that. I kind of like.
red. Love you blue is so nice.
Yeah, I want to implement more red in our uniforms for sure. I've always kind of wanted that, to be honest with you.
But now, like when you do a throwback game, you can wear those jerseys that Eddie and Steve wore with the white helmet and the flame.
Right.
That's your throwbacks now.
Yeah, it'll probably be a couple years, but that'll be they'll probably start bringing those out. I'd say
Yeah,
maybe
for
4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna come out one day and wear the stormtroopers with the white, with the flame, and the all white jerseys. Oof.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a lot happier about it than I was initially. And the problem with it is, when you hear about new logos and stuff, you got a bunch of people that go out there and start generating their own logos and stuff.
Mm.
And then some of them look so awesome, and then you see what they're given, and it's like, oh. That's kind of what happens with these things. I always liked the helmet that kind of had the flames start at the top of the helmet and just kind of go back almost like the eagle's wings or something.
Yeah.
That was always a sick helmet, and I always thought that would be cool if it became a real thing. But no, I'm happy with it now, man. I'm totally happy with it. I wasn't at
I'll
first.
be there. I got invited to the event as a season ticket member, so I'll be there when they announce it. So
Nice.
that's cool to see.
Hell yeah. I think that's about it, though. I think we covered a long list of topics that we kind of missed out on the last couple of weeks. So
I agree.
We'll keep everybody updated. We'll go again next week when free agency starts. The news is going to start dropping even this week before free agency opens up, I think. So we're going to start seeing.
Monday. Is that right?
I mean, you're already seeing trades drop. So
yeah, for sure.
We'll talk more about that. I guess we'll go. What is today? Tuesday or Monday?
Yeah,
so
we'll
I'm cool with going again next Monday. And
Monday's cool. Tuesday I'll be at that event, right? No.
and then we'll.
No. So Monday, Monday's cool. That'll be the legal tampering period, right? Opens Monday. And then Wednesday was when the league year opens. Thursday I'll be at
Yeah, and we'll get into all the news that'll drop.
Might go twice next week.
Maybe I was gonna say maybe we will go later to the end of the week. Let some news develop and stuff.
It just depends on like some news. If there's some big legal tampering, hey, you're signing these people Monday, we might go Monday. I don't know. We might go multiple times next week. It's a big week, so we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man. If you want to do a final bite, I guess we can jump into that.
For sure. Final bite.
Go ahead, man. What you got?
Final bite is one I've used a lot. It's definitely my off-season motto is just trust the process. A lot of things between now and next week. They've got a plan, and I believe in this front office and I believe in this coaching staff. Trust the process. Don't overreact.
Mine goes along with that a little bit. I guess I mentioned it earlier in the episode. Just a big thank you and shout out to the staff, man. It starts with Borgonzi, man. He made the right move, dude, because I've been just nothing but happy about everything that's come since the end of the season and the hiring of Robert Saleh. So guys seem to want to come here and play for him. Guys seem to want to come here and coach for him. I think we may have gotten our coach for the long haul for the next decade or more, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
I really do, because I just couldn't be more pleased with everything I've seen so far.
Christian's
with
a
a
lot harder
team.
to please than me. So
That's probably true.
when it
I'm
comes
a little
back-
bit more of a critic, man. I call it a little. Hey, look, you know what? I just don't let bias get in the way.
he's
all
a
right?
realist. I'm an optimist. He's
I
a
try to
realist.
keep it
He's
real.
a realist. I get more of the optimism out. But yeah, thanks for coming here. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Season's picking back up. We'll be picking back up.
Check out everybody at End Zone Emperors, y'all. End Zone Emperors is the name. And
This AFC South show, which I'll be doing here in like 20 minutes. We'll be going live on that one as well tonight. Third and Teal for your Jacksonville news. That Real Texas team for your Texans. Unstable for the Colts. Kingmaker Sports, who does a lot of fantasy stuff. Obviously, there's not a lot going on right now for fantasy, but you do have your dynasty drafts coming up. If you're a big dynasty draft fantasy guy, tag team talk. There's a lot of stuff out there that we're all trying to grow together. So check those guys out too.
absolutely, man. We appreciate y'all being here, and we will see you next week.
See you next week. Tighten up.
Tighten up, baby.